Hello and welcome to Election Night in America 2024. Tonight, the Democrats and the Republicans will be fighting for control of the United States presidency in a rematch of 2020. The polling data of FiveThirtyEight suggested that Biden will win with 292 electoral votes. The only flip will be the state of Arizona. Going to CNN, Biden is up 7 points in their national polls. MSNBC has it Biden plus 10, with Biden having 372 electoral votes. However, we think this is very unlikely going to happen. Newsmax gives Donald Trump a 15-point lead in the national average, and with over 400 electoral votes. Similarly, this is very unlikely going to happen. This is the election predictions and analysis map with toss-ups. The only state that Trump carried that is currently rated as a toss-up is the state of North Carolina. Polls are closing at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have two major key states that are up for grabs, the states of Georgia and Virginia. The other four states we could call at poll closing. Donald Trump is the projected winner of the state of Indiana, his former running mate's home state. Kentucky's 8 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. He is the projected winner. Going to the state of South Carolina, Donald Trump is the projected winner of the state of South Carolina. Vermont will go to Joe Biden. He is the projected winner. Bernie Sanders' home state. Joe Biden currently trails Donald Trump by a very large margin in the state of Georgia. However, it is currently too early to call, meaning we do not have enough information to characterize the state. Similarly, Virginia, Trump has a huge percentage lead, but only 236 votes are in. The United States, currently Donald Trump holds 28 votes to Donald Trump's 3 electoral votes. The uncalled electoral votes are 29 electoral votes, which will be crucial to determine the victory and the winner of this election, especially the state of Georgia. The popular vote, currently Trump leads by 20%, however only 2% of the popular vote is out of the United States. This is the electoral map, as you can see on the screen, and polls are closing in North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia. West Virginia, Donald Trump is the projected winner of the state of West Virginia. He will carry the 4 electoral votes in the state of West Virginia. Virginia, Donald Trump, Joe Biden is the projected winner. He will win this race by, currently speaking, he is trailing Donald Trump by a margin of 1.5 points, but we do expect him to come back and win the state in the end. North Carolina, too close to call. Biden is ahead by 4.5 points here in North Carolina. Ohio, Biden is ahead by 40%, but only 1% of the votes are in. United States, currently speaking, Trump has a 16 electoral vote lead, but too early will be our characterization. The popular vote, Trump is ahead by 13%, but that is to be expected with these early states. Florida has reported a ton of results already, and we expect their vote to be 80% reported when the polls close in the state of Florida, just like in 2020. And our decision desk is getting ready to call the state of Florida as well, which will be a crucial battleground state. This is our current electoral map. We can see that Ohio, North Carolina, and Georgia is too close or too early to call. Going to the polls are closing in a ton of states, including the crucial states of Florida, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and to a certain extent Maine. Alabama, Donald Trump is the projected winner out of the state of Alabama. Maine 2nd Congressional District, this is a key race projection. Donald Trump wins this Maine 2nd Congressional District. He leads by 20 points, but we do expect that lead to narrow. Mississippi 6 electoral votes, Donald Trump projected to win the state of Mississippi. Missouri 10 electoral votes, Donald Trump wins Missouri. Oklahoma 7 electoral votes, Trump wins Oklahoma. Similar story in Tennessee. Connecticut, Joe Biden is the projected winner of the state of Connecticut and 7 electoral votes. Delaware 3 electoral votes, Joe Biden is the projected winner District of Columbia, similar story. Joe Biden wins the District of Columbia. Illinois, Obama's home state, will go to Joe Biden. Maine's first congressional district will go to Joe Biden, and Maryland 10 electoral votes goes to Joe Biden. Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren's home state, 11 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. New Jersey, 14 electoral votes, a little bit closer in this election, but will go to Joe Biden nonetheless. Rhode Island, 4 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner. And Florida, 2 close to call. Biden leads by a margin of 244 votes. That is how tight it is in the state of Florida. But our experts believe Donald Trump has a better than 95% chance at retaining the state of Florida. Maine at large, 2 close to call. Joe Biden trails by 0.07%. But more of the vote is coming out of Maine's second congressional district than Maine's first congressional district. We do expect Joe Biden to come up a little bit higher, but is that enough? We have to see. New Hampshire, currently speaking, Biden trails by more than 6 percentage points. We expect that late to tighten, but again, is it enough? With already 67% of the vote in. Pennsylvania, Donald Trump leads by 14 points, but only 2% of the votes are in. The United States, Joe Biden now leads in the electoral vote count the first time this evening. There are 104 uncalled electoral votes, absolutely crucial to both parties' chances of success. Biden leads by just 12 electoral votes over Donald Trump. Donald Trump's popular vote lead has tightened to now under 5 percentage points. We expect the vote numbers to continue to tighten if New York and California starts reporting. That being said, there are also a lot of smaller conservative states that have not reported much results. This is the electoral map. You can see the crucial battleground states of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, as well as that state of New Hampshire, and Maine's at-large vote has not been called. Arkansas is close to their polls, and we have a major projection coming in. Arkansas' Donald Trump is the projected winner out of the state of Arkansas. We also have some key race projections coming in right now. In the state of Florida, Donald Trump is the projected winner of the 30 electoral votes. In the state of Florida, he defeats Joe Biden by a margin of 7 percentage points. We don't know why that check mark did not present itself, but yes, Donald Trump is the projected winner of the state of Florida. We also do not know why it says 7:30 is when the polls close. It's actually 8 p.m. I'm sorry for that mistake. And I'll have to take the blame on my graphics team. Georgia, 7 p.m. was when the polls closed. Right now, there's a 13% difference, but Joe Biden was able to carry the state in 2020 with a similar deficit. Let's see if he can carry the state again in 2024. Maine's at-large vote is too close to call. Biden has regained the lead, but Trump does have a lot of the Maine second district left to report. 71% of the votes are in the state of Maine. New Hampshire, currently Trump's lead has tightened slightly, but with 81% of the vote in, we do not think Joe Biden will be able to make up that deficit. However, New Hampshire is slower at counting votes towards the very end, so we have to see when the votes are counted for us to make a projection. North Carolina, we are getting confident that Donald Trump will hold North Carolina, but it's still too close to call. Ohio, more of the vote is coming in. Biden's percentage lead has dropped. However, he is now leading by 200,000 votes. Donald Trump has to make up that deficit in rural counties in the state of Ohio. Pennsylvania, the vote has tightened percentage-wise, but again, the vote difference has widened up significantly. He now leads by about 200,000 votes as well, so Biden needs to also cut down that deficit. The United States, Donald Trump currently leads in the popular vote count, the electoral vote count, after he won the state of Florida. The United States popular vote has again expanded to about 10 percentage points. This is the electoral map in our screen right now. You can see Arkansas and the state of Florida already filled in. Polls are closing at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in a lot of swing states. The most crucial batch of poll closings will be coming in right now, as it includes the states of Michigan, Wisconsin, Texas. We don't know why we have North Carolina, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Nebraska's second congressional district. Kansas goes to Donald Trump. He is the projected winner of the state of Kansas. Nebraska will go to Donald Trump. He is the projected winner, but the 2nd district remains too close to call. North Dakota, 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. Louisiana, 8 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner. South Dakota, 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump is the projected winner as well. Wyoming, 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump wins the state of Wyoming. Colorado, here's projection here. Joe Biden leads by 18 points. However, the lead is going to tighten up pretty significantly. Maine's at-large, Joe Biden is finally the projected winner. He wins by 3 points in Maine's at-large vote. New York's 28 electoral votes. Joe Biden is the projected winner out of the state of Michigan. Joe Biden currently trails Donald Trump by a margin of 9 points. And its 50 electoral votes is crucial to both campaigns, but the Democrats really need to hold the state. Republicans can't afford to lose Michigan, but it does not look too good for the Democrats anyway. Minnesota, we expect this lead to tighten for Joe Biden, but is it enough for Donald Trump? We do not know. However, the Republicans most certainly do not need Minnesota. Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, 85% of the votes are in. We're hearing from Donald Trump that he is not confident in winning Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, but he does not need that vote. And also, the final votes are very conservative, of that 50%, so it might be enough, just enough, to carry Donald Trump over the finish line. New Mexico, currently, Biden has a significant lead, but it is again expected to tighten by quite a bit, with the rural counties reporting late. Texas, Joe Biden has a significant lead of about 300,000 votes. But it's basically Houston and Dallas, and as well as that city of the areas of Austin and San Antonio that are basically starting to fully report. And that is not a good sign for Joe Biden. He needs more than this lead for Donald Trump to be in a close race. Wisconsin, Donald Trump has a significant early lead, but again, that is to be expected. Arizona is interesting, too early to call. No votes are in, and this race will come down to the wire as well. The United States, Donald Trump currently leads in the electoral vote count. The popular vote has expanded, but the East Coast has not reported any results so far, so California should give Biden the opportunity to tighten these numbers very significantly. Here's our electoral map. Polls are closing in Iowa, Montana, Nevada, and Utah. Montana goes to Trump. I'm sorry about that graphical error. Utah goes to Trump. Not very surprising. New Mexico goes to Biden. Not surprising either, honestly. But this race is definitely tighter than people expected. Ohio goes to Donald Trump. He is the projected winner out of the key state. He wins by 10 percentage points, 11 percentage points actually, against Joe Biden. A decisive victory for him. Iowa is currently too close to call. Biden trails by 1,000 votes. However, we are expecting to call this race for Donald Trump sooner or later. Nevada, Joe Biden currently has a significant lead, by about 5%, but Clark County is the county that has reported the most results, and 50% is in out of Clark County, which is quite interesting. Here's alerts. Here we have Georgia is too early to call. Joe Biden trails by 7 percentage points in the state of Georgia. Pennsylvania, Joe Biden leads Donald Trump with 56% of the votes in. Texas, Biden's lead has tightened quite significantly, but there is still 30% to come, and Biden still leads by 2 percentage points, which is not a good sign for Donald Trump, but we do expect him to come back here. Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, Joe Biden is leading by 0.01%. We're hearing about the Trump campaign that they are now confident they will win this district. The state of Minnesota. The state of Minnesota, currently speaking, is too close to call. Biden leads by about 2.2% in the state of Minnesota. Wisconsin, Donald Trump currently leads Joe Biden in the state of Wisconsin. Michigan also, Trump leads, but we still have 30% of the vote left, and the lead is tightening significantly. Arizona, Joe Biden currently trails Donald Trump with 70% of the votes already in. We've heard that this is early vote, which is a bad sign for Joe Biden. New Hampshire, currently speaking, Donald Trump leads, and the lead, although tightening, should not be enough to give Donald Trump the victory. Should not be enough to give Joe Biden victory. Donald Trump still leads in electoral vote count by about 11 electoral votes. There are 154 electoral votes uncalled that are too close to call. The U.S. popular vote again has expanded exponentially, but we do expect when New York and California reports more results, especially California, that this popular vote lead will tighten. This is the electoral map. The polls are closing in California, Hawaii, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. Of these states we could call at poll closing. California will go to Joe Biden. Oregon will go to Joe Biden as well. Washington, Biden is the projected winner. Hawaii goes to Biden. Again, the popular vote should decrease for Donald Trump's lead. And Idaho goes to Donald Trump. We have some curious projections. Iowa goes to Trump as expected. He's leading by 20 points there. But the remaining vote is out of City Rapids, which is going to favor Joe Biden. Texas, Donald Trump finally wins, comes back with 88% of the votes, and he will win by 10 percentage points. United States, Donald Trump leads in the electoral vote count even after the West Coast has reported, which is quite interesting. The popular vote is on your screen now. 68% of the votes are out of the United States. Yes, tightened, but not by a lot. We have some curious projections coming in right now. Nebraska second, Donald Trump is the apparent winner. This is a flip. And a key race projection. This is the first flip of tonight. And we have Nebraska's second congressional district going to Donald Trump. He leads by 0.21%. There will be a recount. However, we do not expect the results to change. North Carolina, this is also a key race projection. This is not an apparent winner. This is a projected winner. He wins by 3 points. Donald Trump will win the state of North Carolina by 3 points. At least we expect that lead to grow. Wisconsin, this is another key race projection. And another flip. This is an absolute disaster for the Democrats. They really needed Wisconsin coming into tonight. They could lose it, but they basically need to sweep all the other states. Donald Trump still leads by 7 percentage points. Milwaukee still has a ton of results, but it just isn't enough. United States, now Donald Trump holds 243 electoral votes. We expect him to win the state of Alaska, making him 246. So Biden really needs Pennsylvania. Right now, the story is around Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Michigan. These 3 states are very crucial. The United States popular vote has tightened with the West Coast starting to pour in their results. So for the Democrats to win, they basically need to sweep the border. We know that Alaska will go to Trump, so they need the state of Georgia, absolutely. They need New Hampshire, they need Nevada. They really need the state of Michigan, and they probably need Pennsylvania. Polls are closing at 1 p.m. Eastern Time in the state of Alaska. Donald Trump is the projected winner as expected. Arizona, this really narrows down the Democrats' pathway to win this election, and Donald Trump wins by a margin of almost 3 percentage points. Pennsylvania, Donald Trump is elected president of the United States after flipping Pennsylvania. He leads by 2% at this moment in time. And Joe Biden still trails by about 150,000 votes. Minnesota apparent winner is Joe Biden. He wins the state very narrowly with 98% of the votes, and a silver lining for him. The USA presidency will go to Donald Trump. He wins, and a flip in the key race projection indeed. Donald Trump will win the Electoral College with 276 electoral votes. Who wins the popular vote is still undecided. And with this presidential call, we can project, actually, that Donald Trump will hold the popular vote. And this is a major flip for Donald Trump. He will win the popular vote in this election round. Curious alerts coming in right now. Georgia, too close to call. The Atlanta area has not reported that much results, so stay tuned. There will be 15% of the vote remaining. Michigan, again. Detroit has reported only 55% of their votes, so we expect this race to tighten. New Hampshire, similar thing. But there's only 12% of the vote. We expect to call this for the Democrats, for the Republicans soon. And also the state of Nevada. Nevada, Joe Biden barely leads. We expect Donald Trump to be able to flip the state. And we have the United States popular vote, again tightening out slightly more. But with 93% of the votes already in, we do expect Donald Trump to be able to win the popular vote. Here's projections in all four of the remaining states. Georgia is projected apparent winner. Donald Trump wins the state of Georgia. He wins it by about 0.81%. Michigan goes to Donald Trump. He is the projected winner. Going to Michigan, he wins the state by 2% against Joe Biden. New Hampshire, the apparent winner, Donald Trump wins the state of New Hampshire. He wins by 0.35%. We do not have that check mark yet because this race was just decided by a decision desk. Nevada, apparent winner, Donald Trump, he wins this race. Again, it was just decided. There is no check mark here. Only 0.08% is the difference here. There's only a difference of 8,000 votes. More like a few hundred votes, actually. So maybe 2,000 votes. We are trying to ask the Secretary of State, so how much exactly precincts do we have? Is there any more votes left? We are not able to project it at this moment in time. The United States, 317 to 221, that will be the final electoral vote margin, assuming nothing changes in the state of Nevada, which we have not officially called, but the apparent winner is Donald Trump as well. The popular vote here is probably going to be within 1 percentage point, but Donald Trump wins the popular vote regardless. This is the final electoral vote map. Please subscribe, like, and comment in this video. Tell us what you agreed, tell us what you disagreed, and tell us if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and goodbye.